I just spent some time over here over at the Earth Orientation Center. I've been familiar with that graph on the left there for a while, but wanted to see more. It always seems like every year it gets wider and wider. So I want to see if I can get like old data, and I found it. It's really interesting. I'm not sure I understand most or all of it, or any of it. I understand some of it. But I mean, so it goes from the first dot in the center, January 1st, 2014, in the pole coordinate. So it's negative 320 on the Y and positive 40 on the X axis. And then through the year, it goes around and around and around. And the last dot, you can see April 14th, 2015, it's back to where it was, but it's a little bit off. So then, as you can see, I added more years to it. And you can see how in the center, which looks like smaller circles, which I don't understand, because every year that I've been watching it, it gets bigger and bigger. And you just saw in that last slide, it was going over a wider range. It was just getting to be a larger circle. But anyway, here's what it looks like graphed for the last 5 years. And then went even farther back. Luckily, this one went back. I think this was the last 10 years. So you can see the circles are changing their sizes each year. Like, it does seasonally vary, but there's an overall trend, which you're going to see in most of these slides coming up. You can see the seasonal variability and then how they trend up or down over the long term. Really interesting stuff. So this is the full graph of all the data. I think I went back an estimate to like the 1800s. I think I didn't take a screenshot of the actual thing. But you can see the most recent years would be in the bottom section where it's like a more circular pattern. And then as you went farther back in time, you can see it shifted also, from a circle over there with wide, crazy lunges now and then. And then this here is the overall trend since 1960. So you can see there's seasonally, it's like every 5 or so years, it completes a cycle. But the general cycle has been to increase for the X coordinate to get more positive. And then this here went back to about 1845. And I guess that's what that other crazy circle one went to, about 1845. And you can see it varies year to year, decade to decade, but it's overall up. That former one was X. The last slide was X, and then this is Y. So again, you can see around 1960, it started just to increase. So now the following screens coming up are all going to be, data for multiple decades back. And you see on all of them that a little bit after 1960, the pattern in all of these began to change. Now, I don't know if it's because of better detection, if those could just be, margins of error, but I don't think so. Like they have these are all the plots, but they have the actual data sets. So there's actual numbers. Can't imagine they were estimated. I'll just put it that way. So here's another one. Different nutation in obliquity. I have no idea what that is. To tell you the truth, they have a glossary with all these definitions. I'm like I said, I'm a visual person. So just to see that it changed again, a couple years after 1960, went from wide variation to a very, very small, fluctuation around 0. And again, here's another one. Starting 1960 and down to the present, and it's just dropping. And then finally this one from 1960, you can see then somewhere around 1974, it started to go crazy. It's UT1 minus UTC, so that's a time variable, I guess. And then we're at the end of the chart, 2005 or so, just rhythmic, up and down, up and down. It's weird. So just in the travels, trying to collect all this data from a couple different sites. One of them was a naval oceanography portal. And that logo just looks evil. Evil logo. The trident and an expanding or like elongated Earth in the triangle. And if you can see the picture of the Earth too looks elongated. I don't know. I'm a big expanding Earth guy. I think the whole thing just blew up like a balloon. couple times in the past. I'm going to put a video out on that soon. I've been lazy with it. Like I said, here was the glossary that I found. So all of this stuff is explained. You know, if you want to actually know what these charts mean, other than, which I don't. I'll fully admit I don't. Just you can see there's clear patterns. But I'm not exactly sure what they mean. Right, the next couple slides are just going to be different data sets that you could run here. So you see the dot. This one's LOD, length of day by date. And you can see it consistently averages or hangs around 1 millisecond per day. It grows. That's why they're constantly adding leap seconds. Well, every 1,000 days they add a leap second to catch up with it, you know, because the day is getting longer. And you can see, I don't know what these, again, I don't know what these are, but you can see the long-term trends. These are all from 2006. So if you're interested, I'll put the links. Go check it out.